if it's a realtor or anything, if I
Yeah.
just saw that, I'd be like, bingo, this is a land, I'm
This
going in here with
A land contract,
Yeah.
right,
I'm
that's what I
going,
thought.
this is gonna be one of my investment properties.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought, like, that's a land contract.
So of course, when we uncovered it a little bit more, the math, talk about overpriced, like, wow. Like, we're talking about $100,000 overpriced.
Whoa.
What
In
price
a-
range are we talking?
In a Cleveland neighborhood,
What?
maybe 120.
Yikes.
Is this
Yeah.
like Ohio City or Tremont?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's probably why.
Yeah, so it was,
Thinking they're gonna get that person.
it turned into like a completely crazy different thing. But anyways, I digress. All right, so, I have something planned for you because I think it'll be fun. It's a mindset exercise, but it's real life. So first thing I want to know is wins. What happened while I was gone? Please tell me everything. Yes,
Got an offer on the short sale house that's selling.
very good.
Now I
Perfect.
need to get a hold of the bank to see if it will be accepted.
Love it, perfect. What else?
Well, we got East Erie, getting
Closing
ready to
any minute.
close, we are waiting, yeah.
You may
Let's
actually
wait
feel
on
the
the
ground
file.
move when it closes.
We
Actually
got
feel it.
signatures on both sides, we're waiting for file.
Sweet.
I
Once the
love it.
file's
Good,
there, it's gonna
good.
be wonderful.
Good.
And right now also have a cash offer on Normandy and Bay Village. We countered.
I saw that feedback come back, that's good.
Yep, we countered on that. I actually have to get back to, I had another showing last night, and I gotta get back to that agent, about a couple things, about, the age of the roof and HVAC and that, but it also has a home warranty. So, gotta get back to that agent. This is two separate things too, so the cash offer, they're actually going back at 1 o'clock today to see what they wanna do, because we countered and they said, I don't know if we wanna come up to that. They're gonna look at it again today to see if they are definitely gonna come up to that.
Once they know there's another showing, that trajectory may change.
So,
Stay
yeah,
tuned.
so
Good.
we got some things in the works there over in Normandy too.
Good, good. What else? What else? What else?
My buyers signed last night, so they should file today. And I'm getting an offer in on 31st Street tomorrow morning.
Yay, love it. Anything else? What else?
Christian's not here, so I'll speak for Christian.
Christian, yes, go
He
ahead.
got,
Yes, for everybody else,
I
'cause I
said
heard
golden
about
slugger. He's got whatever, golden, whatever.
Honey
Honey gold.
What
time is it?
That sounds a whole lot better. Love it.
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay, good. Yeah, he had some things in the works too.
Oh,
What else?
and he said yesterday that the attorney agreed for Irving Park.
Oh,
For
great.
Christian, yeah,
That's
Yes, you
great.
told me about that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, what else? What else?
I had a woman call me yesterday who I've actually been nurturing probably for almost nine months or more. She was waiting for finances to get together, so she's gonna be looking to buy. She has a specific house she's had her eye on for a long time, it's been on the market for over a year. Just expired a couple months ago, so that could be a listing opportunity.
Great. Good. What else? Anything else? Christina got her cards. What
Oh,
else?
yeah, I know. Yeah, I took him over to St. John's or whatever. My friend, she's
I
a
just
nurse
got a
there,
stack of
so
them
she
this morning.
made her a stack.
Yes, what's up?
I found Fernando. He's home from Mexico.
Thank
so-
God.
Yeah, he's kind of dragging his feet on the W-2 stuff, but, hopefully.
It's all right, we'll just
get
keep
there.
beating on his head.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a possible, she wants to do a 6-month lease, but I'm gonna forward her Dan Douglas's information today. See if maybe she could talk to him and see if there's any options for
It's in
her.
a better situation.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, good.
I should be listing a really nice townhome in Ohio City tomorrow. Sweet.
Yay, nice.
That one, we were looking at the comps a couple months ago.
Sure,
How much
sure.
is it?
Oh, good. Okay, great.
I think around 250.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's a pretty
nice.
good,
Yeah,
that's a
good
pretty good
price.
niche to get into.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's what we kind of thought, wasn't it, Erica, around 250? I have to look at it again, but it's one of the newer,
You said a listing?
yeah.
Great.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Those
townhouses are pretty
too.
Yeah, they really, yeah, well, you know, you're right there. Yeah, they're very, that's a great market to get in. Okay, good, good. Well, that's great, that's great. Well, I'm very happy to be back for multiple reasons. So we're going to play today, It Can Always Get Worse. So it can always get worse, right? So this is a mindset exercise. So we're going to use my life experience as the example. Okay, so everybody knows that I went to Mexico to celebrate David's 60th birthday. That was
Still shocked about that. aircraft, by the way.
Yes,
Very
believe me, and that,
68.
Right.
and a whole other story that goes with that, so. In any case, so this is something that kind of we prepared for and did all these things, so I go to, leave and I'm sick to get on the plane,
That's
102 fever.
Oh, hell.
So, it can always get worse. What could happen?
The plane could crash, you could die.
Right.
Oh,
Good.
Wow,
Watch how you do this.
I'm just saying that,
Watch how
we
you do this,
were,
right.
like, come on.
Okay, so,
He said, you got a plane?
so we go and we check in, you know, we get on the plane, all that kind of thing, and now there's all this excitement and you're feeling really, really bad, you feel like you wanna die, you feel like you wanna chop your head off and throw it in the garbage can. Can always get worse. What?
You could have been puking too.
Your luggage could not arrive.
We'll
could've
get
still
there. Just got out of
It
me.
could have been a late delay, and you would have been sitting there suffering for that much more on the plane.
Correct. Okay, good. So now we get on the plane and I upgraded the seats. So there was lots and lots of leg room. This was a big surprise, right? Had no idea for somebody that's 6-something feet tall. When you have leg room on a plane, yay, right? So there's all this happiness and excitement. We're going on vacation and now you take off and now all of a sudden you start to hear styrofoam cracking in your head. You know what that is?
Yeah.
So it was, they say don't fly with sinuses, right? So now styrofoam is cracking in my head, and they're coming around with drinks. What could be worse?
Did he spill something?
They don't have goalies.
They don't serve liquor.
They don't have Goldschlager.
Okay, all right. So now, we get off the plane to make the connection, very, very smooth, still a whole lot of excitement about going on vacation. Currently now, I can't hear at all. What could be worse?
That could be permanent.
Pardon
Yes,
me?
I can't see.
I couldn't see. What else? Could be permanent damage, right? Right?
The
Okay.
stomach could all of a sudden kick in.
That could have been the worst thing, right? Okay.
You
so-
could have fell getting off the
Yes.
plane and broke your leg.
I've gotten vertigo your whole trip.
Oh.
That happened with me when I went to Hawaii. I came back with vertigo.
You're right on, right, you're heading right the direction I was going.
And
so
that runs
it's-
in my
it's-
family.
Your van
Okay,
got
so-
carjacked and.
Okay, so now we go to customs, right? And filling out all the paperwork, right? So when you've got a sinus, what happens when you go like this? Like you're gonna die, right? Because now everything is rushing to your head and now I can't see anything
And you wanna hope
out.
you have puffs in your pocket.
That's right. And at this point, I'm not running yet, right? So I looked down at the immigration paperwork and every time I picked my head up, I could feel my head exploding, so what could be worse?
Start throwing up.
You could have been more than total
You pass
recall, and
out.
your head really did explode.
You pass
Okay.
You offend the guy on the other side of the
Quarantine,
desk
right.
and you end up in,
Okay.
Quarantine.
you
Oh,
end up in an
jeez.
office for.
Now realize, here comes your
Horrible.
visual. Now remember, but the persona is, yay, we're going on vacation for your birthday. Nothing missing but pom-poms, for God's sakes, is actually gonna die. Okay, so now you get through, you get through customs, right? And
You should have
we're
videotaped all this for us.
Pardon me? Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Nice
To
website.
have David tell the story would be even better. But in any case, okay, so now we go through customs and immigration, and they go what is called the Shark Tank. Do you know what the Shark Tank is? Shark Tank is where you walk through a room where they pound you to buy timeshares.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Pound you.
Yeah.
No, ladies and gentlemen, look at the visual. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, nail you at one after the other after, now,
Like the guys in the
This is
street
at the
in Vegas.
at the airport, as you're walking through to do
Fistball
to
meeting.
Now,
get
this is in Mexico?
in
airport?
Mexico, yes, this is in Puerto Vallarta. Okay, so
Nice.
I'm walking through now, what could be worse?
You bought a timeshare.
No, I couldn't hear him. Like,
couldn't hear
good,
him.
I'm like, okay, I'm winning, that's fine, I'm winning.
That's a win.
So finally, I get as far as Zach, and I hear somebody go, hey! Like that, and I whipped my head around, and I must have had fangs and been green with like stuff dripping off of me, because the girl looked at the guy and she was like, never mind, I'll just leave you alone. That bad. So, that trumps what could be worse. Okay, so now, have you ever gone on a vacation where they were holding your sign with your name on it? Oh, never did that before. That was really cool. So there's the sign. So of course David's like, look, there's our name. I was like, right, because I got us a limo to go to the airport, right? So we get into the limo, and it is now 85 degrees. Nice.
No air conditioning in the limo?
Wrong. Head, splitting, sick, fever, 85 degrees. And the windows are down in the limo. The air conditioner's not working. So I'm hanging my head outside of it,
Like a dog.
pretty much like with the tongue hanging out, right? What could be, all right, what could be worse?
Raining.
A bird in the sun.
Right. What could be worse,
A rock
okay?
hits you in the face.
Okay, so if you've ever been to Mexico, have you ever been to Mexico?
No.
Have you ever driven in Mexico? A, it's chaotic, and B, everything's a cobblestone street. So, when you're driving, window open, 85 degrees, head splitting, what could be worse?
You barked all over the side of the limo, didn't you?
Okay, so,
Try and pour a
stomach
drink
settle
of
down,
coleslaw.
we won't even go there. Okay, so now you get to the resort, right? So this beautiful resort, right on the water, absolutely amazing. What is the first thing that they do to you when you get to the front desk?
Hand you a drink.
And, exactly, and what else?
Ask for your credit card.
Correct. What else?
Bringing your luggage.
Yes, almost. But they describe the resort.
You can't hear.
Can't hear a thing.
No.
So I'm doing looking at Dave, like no idea, right? So, what could be worse? Couldn't be there at all, right? Could just flat out not have even gotten there. So then, you know, kind of get a lay of the land, whatever it is. Now it's time to eat, right?
You can't taste anything either.
Not a thing. Not a thing. So I had very
So you might as
very-
well not order the good stuff.
Right, exactly. Well, I did. Had get a salad with raisins and panzika, which is like some cheese. I think have
Can't
to
you
go
do
there.
something like that here?
Oh, completely. But I was like, I was gonna, because I couldn't taste it. I wasn't gonna like blow a whole lot of money. Okay, so what could be worse?
Not eat it all.
Your room's not ready?
Not at all,
You give
right?
your room to somebody?
Right.
So the room is like outside, basically. Like you're kind of under a canopy and you're looking at the ocean and you can see the iguanas crawling around the trees and all that kind of thing. So long about 5:10 in the morning, we're in Mexico. What do you think happens?
Drug dealer knocking on your door.
Helicopter, no, I'm just kidding.
After DEA.
This one's gonna get, you're never gonna believe this. They're gonna
An
get,
iguana jumps on your bed.
no, that would have been cool too, but no.
What
close.
time is this? 2 in the morning?
About 5:10.
Sprinklers turn on.
It starts raining.
No, one more.
A snake.
Alarm goes off.
Is the windows open?
Oh my God, I would
Wide
have
open.
jumped.
The doors are wide open.
Some bird flies.
Wide open.
That's what I said.
Ready?
Okay.
Some random person walks in.
That's only in Key West. It's not Puerto Rico. And Jamaica
Are
too.
we taping this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. We're trying from profanity. For 2 friggin' hours.
No, wasn't in Africa, either crying kids in the morning or roosters.
From 5:10 until 7:30. So about 7:30, you're hearing, wait for it.
They talk back and forth.
There's
They
no
do
rabbit.
that in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
Puerto Rico.
And depending on where you're at, you've
So-
got goats and sheep.
What could be worse? What could be worse?
You couldn't hear them at all, but you woke up and you could hear them.
Okay, so we figured out.
Oh, that's like a silver lining.
So as I check in, I'm seeing in the little tray that there's like a little thing of matches, there's some other adult things there, and earplugs. I was like, why do they have earplugs? So it dawns on me, the earplugs are for the roosters, so what could be worse? No earplugs. So as it turns out, we learned how to close the doors.
But you heard the rooster, which means your hearing stuff was better.
Right?
It starts to get better,
Exactly.
that's right, that's right,
Exactly.
exactly right. All right, so then, I'm trying to think if there was anything else.
That's awesome.
And there is one more thing. Okay, so now, finally I'm starting to feel better. Now we're going to the 4-star restaurant that is part of the resort. And we sit down at this very nice table. It's got a nice little candle lit. And, you know, they've got this wonderful special that they're gonna have, and they're just like treating us as best as they possibly can, And all of a sudden, sitting at the table right next to us is an
Okay.
older gentleman from somewhere in the States. 2 beautiful golden retrievers, which we had 2 of them growing up. Like
Aw.
beautiful,
At the
beautiful,
restaurant?
beautiful animals. Like They come in and they sit down. 2 more people joined them and said, do you mind if we take these 2 chairs? Because it was a 4-top and it was just the 2 of us. I'm like, sure, no problem. So they take the chairs and they sit down. They proceed to trash everybody with profanity like you've ever heard in your life. She's a bitch, she's a whore, he's an asshole, like over and over and over. And then the beautiful dogs come right up like this while we're eating.
And they want you to pet
Owner of the dogs is sitting right there.
Ignores the dog.
Completely, no, better than that, it's going like this. Oh, here's a picture of him sitting on my lap, isn't he cute? Here's a picture of him running down the beach, isn't that great? Oh, here's a picture of him eating his breakfast, isn't that awesome? And I'm sitting there going, keep it together, Italian. Keep your mouth shut, keep your mouth shut, keep your mouth shut. So, what could be worse?
The dog could have eaten her food.
Yeah. Jump right
Put a beat
on.
on your leg.
It could have humped your leg.
I think it was, Marty, I
Dog
think
could
it
have
was.
slashed right on.
Best thing ever,
Okay.
to beat on your leg.
It
So it's not
was.
that kind of resort.
Okay, so you ready?
It's not that kind of
Whose
resort.
dog was it?
The owners.
The owner of the
Yeah.
resort.
Oh, I was gonna say, why
Not
would
even
you mention
complain.
Was that the owner of the resort
The
sitting there?
owner of the resort.
Running his mouth like that?
The owner of his resort was trashing all
How'd you
these
find that out?
people. Well, because then we had a little reception later that night where a female impersonator dragged David on the stage and embarrassed him, which was really cool, by the way.
That's awesome.
And so I asked one of the guests, I said, that gentleman over there that's kind of a little bit rounder, you know, with the dogs. Oh, that's the owner. I was like, so I'm keeping my mouth shut. So what could be worse?
You could have said something about how he was acting.
Mm-hmm.
You could have gone off on him at dinner, right? Or kicked his dog or
Which
something.
almost happened, So, okay, so one more layer, because of course it's very, very funny,
You deserve some feedback.
but one more layer was, okay, so it seems to us that the owner is talking to and being very, very kind and friendly to everyone except for the 2 good-looking middle-aged men from Ohio. Like it wants nothing to do with us.
Oh,
Doesn't
no.
talk to us, walking up to people and asking how the rooms are and like, how's your dinner and all that kind of thing, and just, we put on that, you know, you're so much nicer than me, I thought you'd be image, I guess. So, what could be worse? I went up to him. Just wanted to thank you for what a beautiful resort you have here, and you know, the accommodations are great, and the food is good, and all of that kind of thing, and it turned the whole thing around, where now all of a sudden he was advertising the beautiful men that are walking around his resort are Mark and David, as opposed to being treated rudely, or disrespectfully, or maybe displaying some type of ugly behavior, which kind of turned the trip around. So, the reason I brought this whole little exercise is it can always be worse. So though, for me, this is probably the most challenging trip I've ever had for, obviously, clearly multiple reasons. It's kind of funny, actually. But it was constantly trying to flip it around, trying to make the best of it, trying not to follow of expectations, trying not to let it kind of engulf you and make it like a completely horrible experience, right? So, the trip is over, finally starting to feel better, get to the airport in plenty of time. The flight's delayed 2 hours, we have to go through immigration, right? So, flight lands, we have an hour and a half to get, have you ever done an international flight now? Take heed. You've got to go through customs and immigration, reclaim your luggage, go back through TSA, get on the tram, and then race to your gate. Made it within maybe 20 minutes. But that
And
meant,
that's if you have TSA.
right.
You're like, oh,
Make sure you have TSA.
Yes, so I took care of that too, because I'm that detail-oriented guy. So, because of that delay, that meant had breakfast, no lunch, no dinner. We get in, what's the next thing that occurs?
Oh.
No bags.
What happened to your bags?
No bags.
During
Didn't make
Mexico.
it in. They are still in Houston.
Lovely.
So, you know, we're doing a bathroom renovation, right? Get home, the goal was to have a shower and a toilet working in one of the 2 bathrooms. Get home, no shower, no bags. Not sick anymore. 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, man.
What could be worse?
Could have no toilet.
That's what, yeah.
Right.
How about this? How about, what could be worse is I don't have a job where I get to come in and get to see all of you in the morning after being away for a week, right? What could be worse?
And there's a shower downstairs.
Yeah, oh, I know. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, well, let me throw one thing. And I was just gonna go to the gym
Right.
instead. Well, that's easy, like, just go to the gym. No lock, no bag, no gym, no shower. So I literally did that in the kitchen sink.
I meant it, yes.
So, again, point being is, that life is going to show up, clearly, and you can't make this stuff up, clearly. Like, we planned ahead to have this amazing vacation, and you have the expectation that it's gonna be this great time, and this great experience, or it's gonna be like the best vacation you've ever spent money on, and it doesn't necessarily always turn out that way. So as I'm going through this, I'm thinking about you all probably about 3/4 of the way through it, and I was like, this will be a really good, now of course, like the whole balance of it didn't happen yet, it just got better towards the end. But I'm thinking about the people that are walking around Mexico that are selling bracelets and sculptures and towels and drugs. Like if I had to say no gracias one more time, like oh my gosh, like just constant, but it kind of displayed a level of, I don't want to say poverty, but less than privilege that really made us think, that made me think like, wow, like we've got things to complain about really because we emailed somebody and they didn't get back to us, or somebody ran off and picked up another buyer from someone else. Yes.
My son actually brought up yesterday, because he was, in one of his classes, they were talking about like over how like even the poorest Americans are rich compared to most of the world. Because families live on less than $1 a day,
Yeah.
like in other countries, and we feel like we're poor because we have $40 a day to spend, or.
So in
So by
conversation,
Starbucks.
I was enlightened too, because now I
You're
don't know
broke, but you go to
how,
Starbucks.
yeah, how familiar you are with Mexico. Well, we were way down. We're like below Cabo, like we're on our way to like Central America. Did you know that they are only educated to 15 years old? Did not know that. Did not know that. Also, all
That
the
might be
people.
more than my father. So,
Pardon me?
might have been more than my father.
So then, now throw in the timeshare thing. When I say Shark Tank, I'm not kidding. Like, try that job. That's a horrible job. So what I took away from that for all of us was they're not afraid to close, and close, and close, and close, and close. Like, now we're not
They're the
that.
only ones with cement floors in their houses in their cities.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's like, so, as much as we have our challenges in front of us, yes. So maybe the purpose of this trip was not for me to come back with like a fabulous tan and like great food and like talk about it's the best trip I ever had. Maybe that trip was set for it to go, life can show up anywhere. Maybe you're supposed to be paying attention to the perspective of the things that are going on around you, and maybe you're supposed to be bringing this back home to your team to share that with them, to create a mindset of awareness, an awareness that makes you go, it ain't so bad. You know what? Keep a step up from it, and just, you know what? Splash in the sink, get to work, and get on with it. Like, you don't know how it's going to show up. Or your thoughts were expecting it.
That's like
I
in
do-
Africa. I mean,
Yeah,
kids had never even had a piece of oven before they were like 17.
yeah,
And I had to tell them how to do it.
yeah.
Without
well,
knowing English.
Yeah, you don't know. They just don't know.
So
So,
swallow it in
so as you kind of travel through challenging days and situations, keep these things in mind. Like, there's a whole other world out there that we're not aware of, and it just really it was pretty enlightening. So, not what you would typically take away from a vacation, but quite honestly, like a plethora of value and perspective. So that when I finally did make it back home with, no shower, no water, no baggage, none of that stuff, you kind of go, is it really that bad?
Bring it back. So
Yeah, it's
don't
like, at
have
least you
luggage
normally have
baggage.
that.
You can close
I'm
the
still
door.
getting in my blue car, I still picked up my Starbucks, and I'm still standing here in front of the rest of you.
And I think this is a lot of things we need to teach, like our children or our younger people in our life. Yesterday I was trying to clean Brittany's shoes, but she wore white sneakers over the weekend. Well, why would you wear her white sneakers? I already did. So she wanted me to buy her new sneakers. I'm like, you're sitting, she goes, Mom, but, I'm like, okay, you're complaining about, I don't know how much sneakers cost. You're complaining about sneakers? I just lost a damn car.
Yeah, Yeah.
And you're complaining about sneakers, really? Do not even, because she was saying, well, Mom, you don't know, you didn't, it wasn't your sneakers. And I just, oh, man, like, really? Really? You don't
Exactly,
tell me about sneakers?
So
exactly.
they're all like that? Because they're just my kids.
So-
No, they're all like that.
So,
They-
if challenges start to show up, like, face them head on, true enough, but don't let it carry off into a direction that it feels like it's, invaluable or something that you can't handle or work past or work through.
And another thing, what you were talking about, like, having those, the people at dinner, whatever, it's like, be that better person. Don't, just because another agent or a client or somebody is that way, don't fall into it. Don't, try to be that better person.
That's-
Sometimes it's really hard, I know, I'm a believer. It's really hard.
Yeah, for me to actually walk up to the guy and compliment him on his resort, which it was absolutely stunning, but knowing that that was such an ugly person, that was so self-entitled, that had nothing but bad things to say about people, and was just like, there's something that we do that we talk about in mastery, like the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Like, at that point in time when that dog was begging, hitting my leg, and I was listening all to that nasty stuff, I was like, I will never come back here again. And ladies and gentlemen, it was stunning. It was stunning. But just that whole thing that showed up was just like, ugh. I got the knee grab under the table because I started to get up, and I got the 18 years old. Oh, no. Now would be not a time for you to open your mouth. Just
He
sit
is
there. Which never happens. Like that's 1 in 5 times in 18 years. And he was like, nope, you're not doing that. So to Betty's point, that's why I turned it around by waiting a couple days, let the sting wear off, and maybe try to show up a little bit differently myself and see if the outcome was going to be a little bit differently. To be metaphoric, when you're dealing with that wild, crazy co-broke, cooling off period, bring it back to 0, remind them they're a facilitator, not a decision maker. I don't care if you're brand new or if you're seasoned. You can still always default to that. That's why that system was set up that way. So, if you've heard "Don't become what you hate," there's a classic example of it. Don't become what you hate. Okay?
There's some of the best, I'm not gonna say best, there's some realtors out there that are some of the top realtors that are very well known because they've been in the business for 50 years. And those are some of the worst realtors to work with. And until you work with them, then you're like, oh, how do they get this much business? Because they're not easy to work with, and you just have to
I found,
learn.
and this
adjust.
is just my view in title to that person that's the bitch, that type of client likes a bitch. That's what they want. They want like a bulldog that's gonna kick everybody's butt and they get off on it. That's, your clients are gonna be somewhat a reflection of yourself, because obviously if you present yourself to a client and you click, you're gonna have similar characteristics or similar personalities. Where there are some people that just want that, they want that bulldog in the corner, and they go at it like it's a battle, and it's not supposed to be a battle.
That's tough when you're a very professional person and maybe you don't act like that, and that's what they want, and then you look at like, what did you do wrong? But in reality, you were just a good person, and they're looking for someone who's really not a good person. 'Cause
This
that's how they-
tall, Jan Dean, she's 74 years old by now. You know how I know that? Because it was 4 years ago and she was 70. The only woman under 5 feet tall that I ever feared in my life. Wow, was she challenging. By the time it was over, I was never complimented better by anyone. And she's been in the business for 30-something years. But she was miserable for 45 days to work with. But I never showed up the way she did. And at the end of it, she was like, you did a really good job, you were a pleasure to work for. I will be singing your praises until I'm 6 feet under. Well,
Only
thank
because
you.
the other realtors were like that too.
Oh my God, she's full.
That's one thing, like Dave said, you're a really good person, or you think you're a really good person, you're, kind, you're everything, you're truthful, you're honest, everything. And then you come into real estate, and that's what I've said to a lot of people that are similar to myself, when you get into real estate, you better get a backbone.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are gonna be crying all the time
Oh, yeah,
if
you
you don't get
can't.
over it.
You
And
can't.
you can't dwell on things. Like,
Are you guys finding yourselves when you're in transaction, like staying up at night, thinking about it?
oh, I never slept in my
and worried about it and all that? Are you experiencing that currently?
I feel like if you know you're doing a good job, that's the important part. I mean, how they act should reflect on how you're gonna react. And I feel like if you're doing a good job, you should be able to sleep at night. You should say, you know what, I did what I was supposed to do. I did what I was supposed to do for my client at the end of the day. That's what's important. They don't have to like it.
So the good news is one, if you're newer at this and you're still experiencing this, much like a dead tree branch, it will drop off. Because it did for me, and I remember exactly when it did. It was about 2.5 years into it, and I was like, oh, I can't change this. Why am I gonna stay up all night thinking about it? Secondly, the thing that will keep you sleeping at night is be honest. Don't lie. Because you never have to worry about that thing creeping up on you when you weren't looking. Like, be honest. Even if it's what your client doesn't want to hear, be honest, and you'll be able to sleep at night. If you can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't breathe, like it all stems from one basic necessity. So if you find yourself in that place, that's the time to either, if you've got to like reach out to somebody to get it out, or you've got to realign your mind, like be honest, and you'll be able to sleep at night. So, okay? All right, guys, that's all I got. All right, good. I hope you found that useful.